The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, it is Sunday, March 21st, the day after that lovely lady right there became world champion, Seniesa Estrada. She picks up the 10-round unanimous decision win over Anabel Ortiz. She is now the WBA minimum weight champion, and she proves what I always knew she was from the very first moment I learned who she was, and that was a champion. And I can honestly say, with my 6 years, I've had 6 joyful, very blessed years to cover the sport of boxing. And I've met a lot of fighters in that 6 years. A lot of fighters from all over the world, from England, from Tajikistan to Canada to South Florida to LA to Chicago, the UK, you name it. I've met fighters from the damn country. Okay, and with that being said, out of all the fighters I met covering the sport of boxing, there's very few. I mean, very, very few. Maybe I can count them on one hand, if any, that I believe really deserve to be called champion and deserve to win a world title as much as Seniesa Estrada. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why before we get into the fights last night. I gotta tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I don't want to just say things and you guys gotta wonder why is he saying this. Let's start with Seniesa Estrada's career, right? So when she turned pro, she didn't get the Clarissa Shields, Michaela Mayer, U.S. Olympian treatment. She wasn't signed to a big time promoter. She wasn't groomed right away to be this superstar, so to speak. She had to really get it from the mud. And I remember, because I've been following Seniesa Estrada since around like her 6th or 7th professional fight, and I've been knowing her since her 8th fight. And I remember when I first started talking about Seniesa Estrada here on YouTube in my videos, I would get a lot of comments when I would really big her up and just tell people what I saw all those years ago. I would get a lot of comments from people saying, "Hey, this girl, she's sloppy, she's not that good. You're just saying this because you think she's attractive." All this stuff, man, and that none of that was even true. I always thought she was going to be a champion, and I think she's going to get even better because, mind you, this is her first fight at 105, and she's only going to get better from here. But she didn't get that treatment early on, and I remember throughout all the years she had her naysayers. She had like people saying Marlena Esparza was going to be better than her, and when Golden Boy signed her, I came on here and I said, well, Golden Boy signed a Mexican fighter, but they signed the wrong Mexican fighter. They should have signed Seniesa Estrada, and eventually they did. But I remember saying those kind of things and going back and forth with people in boxing. I remember just this past week, Clarissa Shields was going at me in the ESPN ringside post, and because I said Seniesa Estrada I think is going to be the best women's fighter of this era when it's all said and done. And I hold true to that. Because I believed that since the first day I saw who she was way back in late 2014, early 2015. So this couldn't have happened to a better person. I mean, her first 11 fights, she she'd have a promoter. She'd have nobody behind her first 11 fights. So she had to fight. She couldn't even campaign at a single weight class. She had to take whatever was given to her. So she fought for 112, then go down to 105, then go to 115, then come back to 112. And it really took away from what she was trying to do in some aspects. I think she'd have more knockouts if she was able to campaign at 108 and 105 from the beginning of her career. But you know what? God doesn't make mistakes, and that had to happen for whatever reason. It had to happen to get her to where she is today. Now, she's world champion. She's world champion, and I think it's a straight W for women's boxing that she is a world champion, because and I've said this a lot. A lot of women's fighters, they complain, they moan. Honestly, if you want to just be blunt, they bitch and they moan, and they make their careers a political movement. They make it about feminism, and they make it about hating men, and they make it about sexism and things that have fuck all to do with boxing. But here with Seniesa Estrada, we see a person that carries himself well, with a great story that almost anybody can relate to, coming from the mud, getting things the hard way, working hard. And on top of that, and this is the most important thing. Let's just highlight this. She can fight her fucking ass off. She can fight. Seniesa Estrada can fight. In the words of the great Roy Jones, when Roy Jones was in that interview with her on the Boxing Voice, this little thing right here can fight. She can fight. You know, and she throws punches to hurt her opponents. She throws punches with bad intentions. And, you know, she's only gonna get better because, like, that just goes to show you how her career has went. That last night was her 20th fight in the professional ranks, and that was her first fight at her natural weight class, which was 105. So that goes to show you how much she's been overperforming. She's been overperforming in these weight classes that aren't even a weight class. And I gotta give credit to Anabel Ortiz. Anabel Ortiz, I knew she was durable, I knew she was tough, but I didn't think she was gonna be able to take the punches of Seniesa Estrada the whole fight. So credit goes to her. You know, you can kind of see why she was able to hold on to the belt for as long as she did, because she had the toughness and the grit to get through a lot of fights. And sometimes as a fighter, that's all you need. So, you know, she deserves respect. She deserves some credit for taking the fight and coming to America and fighting Seniesa Estrada. You know, she got dropped in the second round. She could have folded up. She could have folded it up. She could have packed it in. But no, she still stayed in the fight. She remained dangerous. And, you know, respect to her. Respect to Anabel Ortiz. But this is a win for women's boxing. This is a win for women's boxing. The fact that you have someone like Seniesa Estrada holding the world title. Like, I feel like boxing at large is going to be in a better place because she's champion. And, you know, there's some good fights out there for her. You got, at 105, you got your Costa Vale. You got, I think, Kenia Enriquez is down there. I know at 108, there's just Senya Gomez, who she's been wanting to fight for a long time. There's a lot of good fights out there for Seniesa Estrada, but, you know, I'm gonna let her enjoy her win. You know, last night it was good to see her. I saw her very briefly before the fight, and she seemed like she knew that it was her time. She seemed like she knew that this is what she was destined to be, and just like, I'm happy for her. I'm really happy for her because, like, I just remember, I don't forget things. Like you guys don't understand. When it comes to covering this boxing thing, it's very personal to me. So, like, you know, I don't forget a lot of things. And I haven't forgotten at all, you know, when I was here, when I was covering her, when really not many people knew her name. And they were just getting to know her name before she even signed the Golden Boy when I was covering her. I remember people that didn't know who she was saying that she was sloppy, that she wasn't that good, that she's only where she's at because she looks a certain way, or whatever the case may be. And I used to say, absolutely not. And I would tell them too, how dare you? How dare you fix your lips and speak on this woman's career when you don't even know the whole context of her career. You just know whatever the fuck people have been feeding you. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Great performance last night from Seniesa Estrada. She definitely showed the world again why she's one of the premier talents in women's boxing. I even saw people on Facebook and Instagram saying that pound for pound, she's a better fighter than Claressa Shields. So it's starting already. It's starting already. I told everybody on Instagram that she'd be the best women's fighter in the sport when it's all said and done. And I think last night was the beginning of her ascension in the sport of boxing. Her real ascension in the sport of boxing. Obviously, she's been working at it for a long time. But this is like the true beginning, because now the real work starts. She's got to be the state champion for as long as possible. And I hope it's a long, dominant title reign. I wish nothing but the best for Seniesa. I hope she retire undefeated with like a 70% knockout ratio, you know, something like that. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Hopefully we get Seniesa on the channel soon. You know, I was trying to get her the whole week to do the interview. She was very busy, obviously, so I'm not gonna hold that against her. But we'll get her at some point when the time is right. But until then, you know, you guys let me know what you think. What did you think about her performance last night? You know, and yeah, leave it in the comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just Kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.